Back in 2016, Heart Machine released their first ever game in the form of this little gem called Hyper Light Drifter. In its early stages, the game had quite a measly budget before its Kickstarter campaign blew up and provided enough funding to hire artists and programmers to help fully realize this beauty of a game. It wears its Zelda and Diablo influences on its sleeves for sure, but regardless, the team at Heart Machine were able to craft something truly magnificent, a game I absolutely loved. Not only does it sport a truly unique pixel art style akin to the likes of many 80s and 90s anime, it had a challenging combat system that rewarded technical skill and precision, an awe-inspiring soundtrack that was able to convey these feelings of serenic melancholy, a breathtaking world that explodes color, grimness, and vibrance at the same time, and a heart-piercing narrative that punctuated contemplation of one's mortality as the drifter is searching for the cure of a mysterious plague. To think that this was the studio's debut effort, which came out to critical acclaim and sales, is absolutely astonishing to me, so naturally, of course, I was excited to see what they would do next. I thought their next project would be similarly small scale, with perhaps a sequel or another IP that stayed in the realm of 2D. However, I did not anticipate their second outing to be one of PlayStation's biggest titles of the year, which is a huge jump in scope and ambition. It's being marketed as a PlayStation indie as part of Sony's initiative to give indie games a bigger spotlight in their colossal ecosystem. When it was revealed, the game's comic-y, cel-shaded art style looked great. It's like a mix of Gravity Rush and Journey with its highlighted use of magenta and cyan in its color palette. And this intro shot where the landscape is manipulated by gravity, I love this. God, I love shit like this. But what was really eye-catching is the world that Solar Ash is set in. I'm a huge sucker for sci-fi stuff, so the cosmic, surrealist aesthetic and setting just has me ready to experience the potential life forms and luminescent deities that await in the Ultra Void, which is a black hole that the game takes place in that sucks up different landmarks and terrain. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of jumbled visual variety that will be arranged in seamless fashion. This small snippet where the floating lands all originate in different planes has me quite amped to see how the world dynamically changes as you progress. The art direction is just awesome overall. Aside from the big jump in visuals, moving to a 3D space also entails new gameplay possibilities. Where Hyper Light Drifter emanated its influences of Link to the Past and Diablo and Metroid, Solar Ash is definitely focusing more on platforming. Movement is the name of the game. It seems like everything you do is predicated on momentum and timing as you explore. I am curious to see how many movement options and freedom there will be outside of bipedal travel that will help take advantage of the game's environments. There is skating across clouds, scaling this black tar that you see here, zip points and rails to slide on. I am hopeful that later on you can explore in different ways aside from the placed objects to do so, like gliding, walking on walls, stuff like that. I don't mind if the world is made to have a lot of these placed objects that vary in path and direction, but I would like to see a bit more freedom in its movement systems. And finally, combat looks pretty simple with not a whole lot of option. Mostly seems like dashing and slashing, so it will most definitely rely on enemy types to keep things engaging. From the small amount of gameplay we have seen, there looks to be a lot of set piece moments with larger than life bosses who, by the way, look a lot like the Nevi from Gravity Rush. I want Gravity Rush 3 so bad, but I'll take what I can get. But yeah, there's nothing stand out about the combat or its potential possibilities, but I expect the battles to entice players to utilize combat and movement in tandem, which will most likely invoke this feeling of speed that will prove to be quite a rush for most players. In conclusion, this game looks awesome. I know there's a sparse amount of footage on it out there, which can be seen as a bit of a red flag, especially with recent games, but the elements that do stand out, like the art and gameplay loops, seem to have a great foundation beneath them. I am confident that Heart Machine will deliver here, and I strongly believe that from what I have seen, Solar Ash will be a worthy sophomore outing. With all that being said, I am super excited for Solar Ash. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't, comment your thoughts down below. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking. Consider subscribing, hit that bell, and thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys next time.